Welcome on into the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulsen here with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss.
Yep.
And guys, home game this weekend. We're going to preview this game in a little bit. But if you want tickets to this game, we have a ticket promo.
Yep.
Right? And so if you put in Logan,
Santana,
Fred, or Santana, all caps, it's a promo code, gets a discount, and we're trying to win. It's a competition between the three of us.
Yeah.
Now, I don't expect to win this game, so it's really a competition between Fred and Santana.
Yeah.
But
my name is shorter than the word Santana.
Fred already lost.
Put 4 letters in there.
Fred already lost.
Santana told me that early returns are in and he's winning.
Yeah, they told me
that don't shock me.
I appreciate y'all again. Like I said
all
before.
I'm saying is, offense sells tickets, defense win championships.
Or is it just he's like a more famous football player?
It's just that he played offense, man. Y'all are already built in to be more famous.
You told me it's my name, bro. Just let it be my name.
It is a fresh
like that it's like a cool name?
It's my name.
It is a very cool name.
Yeah.
Santana Moss. Is it like a family name or?
No. My mom got it from my auntie. She wanted girls and she didn't have a girl, so my auntie was like, name him Santana.
Santana. My auntie named me too.
Santana Terrell, man.
After her husband that she divorced.
Really?
Name him Fred. That's a preacher.
So the writing was on the wall for you then.
Yeah, I got named after mine. Like, name him Fred. Like, let's put no energy into this.
Oh my goodness!
And James, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I've asked my mom, like, why? I think my grandpa's name was James.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know if that's true or not. But I've asked my mom a bunch of times, like, why, and she's like, I have no idea.
We was lazy that day.
Because no one calls me James.
Yeah.
Like, if you call me James, I know you don't know me.
Yeah.
I know I'm like, oh, you're trying to get something from me.
I ain't know your name was James until a couple of weeks ago.
I knew it was James. Sweet James.
Yeah, and then you've obviously got a unique middle name, which we'll save for a different time and place. But yeah, so make sure you sign up for those tickets and use our names.
Yeah.
Because we get prizes. I don't know what we get. We don't get anything. But yeah, you guys get tickets. All right. So, Baltimore game.
Yeah.
Let's review that real quick. High-level thoughts on that game.
Ali Foreman, heavyweight bout. Both people lead with black eyes, but it has to be a winner. Coaches said they didn't want to say the word measuring stick, so I won't say it either. But they are in a Super Bowl window. Yeah. And if you're ever going to measure yourself against a team, they are the team to measure yourself against.
I like how you did that. It was like, I'm not going to use measuring stick.
But then I turned around and used it, right? But I just felt like it was one of those things where I think everybody was not shocked by the outcome. They were shocked by the process, how it happened, how we got there and lost by 7.
I'm going to tell you like this. I was kind of nervous going into the game, honestly. I didn't. You know, I understand that we kind of been playing. We've been on one of those roads, of lately, 4 games in a row, playing out of their mind when it comes to just the points alone that we're scoring offensively. And I was like, here's the defense that will kind of put you back in your place, like make you, put your foot in your mouth, so to say. And bro, like the first 2 series, first of all, getting the turnover that first drive
said everything.
I was like, came to play.
Yeah.
And then the offense go down there and you saw plays here and there and you say, okay, we got 3 points. And then you saw things settle down and I was like, oh man, that defense, it's confusing me. I'm sitting up here like, what is going on? I'm seeing blitzes, I'm seeing coverage. I'm like, and when you saw it settle in there and continue to progress and make plays, I'm like, bro, these guys really do have something. They really have something special.
They do.
Going into the game nervous a little bit, like I was playing. Like I've been in those games where I'm a player and I'm like, I'm not confident.
I don't know about it.
I'm always optimistic, but that game I wasn't confident. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But after I watched them play the first half, I knew. I said, you know what? What I've been seeing the last few weeks, it's real. And I just loved what happened. I didn't like the outcome because I wanted us to win. Yeah. But I was impressed, to say the least. I was impressed that we was able to go out there. And I was more impressed with what Terry said afterwards. Like, folks want to sit here and say, hey, do you feel good because you got a chance to go out there and you showed the world that you can compete? You're like, we believe that already.
Yeah.
Like, we know what we've been doing. We know what we put in.
We know the work.
So I'm happy that these guys have that already belief that they can go out there and win any game. It's not, we playing these guys, let's go, show them that we can play with them. No, they believe they can win every time they step out there.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. Like when I left the game, I probably felt more akin to what you felt, Fred. Like that's a good football team. Like we should have. But after I watched the film, I was like mad a little bit
because we left so much on the field.
Yeah. Because I looked down. It was the third drive of the game. They go down and they're threatening. OZ drops that ball on 2nd and 10 that would have been a first down. Yeah. There's that PI on St. Juice on the 3rd and 10, which was a little bit ticky tack. That's a field goal there. Yeah. They score at that point is 3-6.
Yeah.
You know, and then we go down and score a touchdown. So 10-6 up on Baltimore in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of plays like that. And then like when you watch the defense, for example, there was a couple of, you know, mental mistakes, people not on the same page, and Baltimore's offense is tremendous.
Yeah.
But I thought, man, we really can't be having these self-inflicted wounds. And then again, offensively, I thought Jayden Daniels did an excellent job, and it was just. And even him, there was some stuff early in the game. We were talking about this earlier, Santana, where I got a zone read. It's a GT, so guard tackle from the offensive rider pulling left.
Yeah.
I'm reading the right defensive end as I'm looking at it, and he should hand it off. And
because he
Austin walks in for a touchdown probably, but wasn't quite settled in. Didn't see it exactly right. You can't get. I coach high school football.
I got more upset by watching the defense when I realized they was running all those man beaters, and they wasn't cutting it, what we call cutting it.
Yeah.
Like meaning if you see this wide receiver lined up tight and he finna go across the formation, I want the safety to come down and get that, and I go replace him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you because like we got you here.
Yeah, I saw that a couple of times, and I was like, Tampa did all this, and they doing the same exact thing.
That's what I'm
Tampa
saying.
did.
So like me and my guys, if it was Sean T back there, and it was me and Bluefoot now. It's automatic with us.
Yeah.
So I wish they would have graduated to that point where they said in the second half, let's go cut these, because they're going to continue to run them. They ran them the whole time.
Yeah,
and it's smart for them to run.
Let's talk about that real quick, because that's something really technical that, you know, you're smart and want to ask you about it is, so they're running all this heavy play action pass. The linebackers are up in the line of scrimmage. There's no
middle of the defense.
There's no middle. Like,
There
you
ain't no
put on
middle.
the film, and it's crazy. That's about
wide open.
30 yards by 20 yards, wide open in the middle. What are some tools that could have been maybe implemented there to be like, hey, like you mentioned the cut.
We're going to cut the guy that's closest to the tackle. Let's say if it's the Z and he closer to the tackle or the tight end, we cutting him.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about that. So are we in 2x2?
Let's just say we in I formation.
Okay.
We got one receiver on this side, one on the right. Whichever one of these guys is closer. And are we going to cut him, or are we going to cut the guy with the most field?
So whoever had a tight split.
Whoever got the tight split, that's who we're going to come and cut. So before the play, I'm going to turn around to my safety, and I'm going to say, he the man. I'm going to replace you. All right, so now what you think is open ain't gonna be open. And then what I like,
teams do that in quarters usually, but I didn't think about it.
And what I do like about that is the quarterback rarely sees that safety go jump that route. Like because they look at us and say,
and you would replace, right?
Yeah, and they look at us,
fall off, and they like, I
got it. It's hot. I got this thing. And if we would have did it once, they wouldn't have ran it no more.
Yeah. And that's what bothered me a little bit too. You know, I think even with all that being said, we were still stopping them. I mean, they was getting big gains at that time, but defensively, we were still stopping them. And I think 2 drives, if I'm not mistaken, I know one for sure, it was 2 drives that we literally stopped them on 3rd down and gave them life with a penalty, and they scored. If we get off the field, those 2 drives, it's a different ball game. You know what I mean? Because our offense was answering. So that's one of those things when you got a heavyweight bout, like you say, I punch you, you punch me. It's who can take it the most, you know? And I guess they was the last man standing because they took the most of them, and we just fell short.
I respect Zay Flowers. I think he's a talent.
Yeah,
he ain't 132 yards in the first half.
They asked me early in that game, how you stop him? How you stop a Zay Flowers? And I said, asking me that would be like asking
how you stop
me.
Yeah.
You have to get me off my routes. You have to press me. It might not slow me. It might stumble me, make me get off my route. But you got to understand, Lamar Jackson only have but so long to look at me. So if he sees me off my route because somebody's jamming me, even if I do get past that guy, he's off me now. He's going to the next guy. Or if he's sitting there waiting long enough, then he gets sacked. So I just felt like, man, if we can just put hands on guys more often, bro. Like, I used to be mad. I used to be furious going home saying, man, why they always pressing me? Now I look back and say,
that's the only way to stop you.
I look back and say, you know what? I respect them because they respected me. They knew if I don't press this dude, it's going to be a long night. And I'm like, why we don't press more? Why we don't put, and we're pressing. I'm not saying we're not doing our job. Those guys are playing their defense. So I have nothing against what they're doing. But I want the cornerback sometimes to overcome coaching and say, look, I got to jab this dude. In order for me to save my behind, let me put hands on him, because if I don't, it's going to be,
That's the crazy thing about it, because I had the game plan against you before when I played against the Vikings. We was a cover 2 team because we had Mike Tomlin. And guess what? Every time Tanner came to the line, we might be in cover 2, but we pressing him.
Got to press me.
Like, that's the key.
So let me just say this, because I know a lot of fans are like, oh, why don't we press more? Why don't we play more tight coverage? And we got, DB here, one of the best to do it for a long time. What what are some things, Fred, reasons not to? Because I always think, like, from an offensive standpoint, if you're pressed, I know the coverage right now.
Yeah.
And, like, one of the things that Lamar did a great job of in this game that really did a tremendous job of was at the line of scrimmage, identifying man and zone, checking them into, I don't know if it was a run, can, pass type of situation, but understanding the coverage and getting the offense into man beaters or getting them into zone beaters. And when it's pressed, that's easier. But what are some potential drawbacks of that?
If you're going to go press man, you saying I don't care about you knowing what I'm in. All right, that's the key about it. Like, me and Champ Bailey was press man corners, and we knew, like, once we got into our groove, we only going to see certain matchups. Like, we'll see a lot of slot because we are press corners, because they know if you put these two receivers on the same side, one of us forced to back off. Right. So the thing about it is, once you say I'm finna press man, everything else is out the window. Now the rush had to match us.
I was finna say that. You have to get home, though.
Like, they got to get home. And I need them to rush. Like, I don't want to press. Like, I always tell coach,
said that.
I don't like to press if you're not sending more than 5-6 people. Like, if then you wasting my one Mississippi, my two Mississippi.
That's a great.
Because I will say that's one thing when you watch the film. There's a couple plays obviously that the corners get beat, and that's on them. But there's the first high cross that Zay Flowers catches. I don't know if Benjamin St. Juste could have been in a better spot. And a great job by Flowers coming back, protecting the throw.
He was there. I won't even knock him for even getting beat on them, because I think he was there. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing that jumped out to me was because they were running so much play action. Baltimore was. They had Patrick Ricard, who's basically an extra offensive lineman. Like, they could one-on-one him with the defensive end. The protection was
superb. He was back there. He took some. He had a tea. He told me to give him some tea. He get that tea. He took a drink, and he enjoyed himself, man.
I guess that's what I'm saying. It's like, obviously we want the corners to be more aggressive. But if the rush isn't there,
you got to match
versus these play action passes. And so again, like, this is one of the things that Baltimore did such a good job of is they had play action pass. They ran the ball. They had play action pass off of it. They had excellent protection, and the play action pass really drew in those hook players
because the run was effective.
And so that's why I don't care how good you are.
I say this,
like, that when that middle of the field looks like it did,
space,
like, you're going to have a tough down.
I say this, if you had to ever look and say, how is a highly executed offense executed when they have the ability to run the ball and throw it? Look at that, because it shows you, like, oh, you're going to bring these guys in the box, so we're going to show you what you want to see, and then we're going to give you something different. We're going to hit you behind your head because you ain't going to be in place. And they did it effectively because you had to respect the run.
First of all,
you had to respect both of those guys in the backfield.
Henry, let's start there. This ogre, all right? He ran me over in my dreams last night. Listen to me. When he comes downhill, and you have no other choice but to
big dude, man.
That's a big old man.
Big dude.
And for him to run as fast as he does.
First of all, I'm gonna say I give us credit, because all our corners came up and tackled this dude. And they was doing what they had to. Get them legs. Get him before he gets started. So I tip my hat off to those guys. We was physical. We went out there and did what we had to do, but as the game went on,
he just leans on you.
It don't matter what you do, bro.
It was the whole front, man. It was their O-line. They got a big O-line, physical O-line.
Played well too.
Patrick Ricard's a beast. They got a good blocking tight end, and then Derrick Henry getting downhill. It's like, it felt inevitable that he was going to get his.
It definitely was.
But I think overall we're pleased with the performance. We can be pleased because we're not playing, right? We can kind of sit back and objectively, and I'm sure that they in that side of the building, they're mad as hell. And like I said, when I watched the film, I was frustrated, man.
Yeah, because you left too much out there.
Yeah. And it would have been close. And that's in close games. That's what, how many close games you guys been in? Where you're like, man,
every game we played was close.
If we make this one, man, that's it. Like, if we get this conversion, look at where we're at. Like, we can do this and da-da-da. So I think there's probably a little bit of frustration there. All right. So now we're going to kind of also use a fun segment to review some of
having fun.
To review some of the fan criticisms. It's called Yes, But. And so the first one is, yes, the secondary had issues, but Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are so good.
But Lamar Jackson is on first of all, he's a Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer. Second, he could win MVP this year the way he's playing.
Again.
I'm sorry. So but they are good is a great scenario. We just played against one of the best, if not the best offense, because Kansas City offense is not clicking like they used to. So yes, that we got issues, but we just played a Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame running back.
What's better than a butt? A big butt.
Yeah.
And there was no butt bigger than the butts out there, man. Look, I'll tell you like this. I'm being real, man.
This
like,
dude,
Everyone
Sir
thinks you're the one. But
Yeah, no, this
right
is the one right here,
This
man.
one. All right, so
Like being real, man. It's a big butt because look, bro. Honestly, we went out there and we threw the kitchen sink at them too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we went out there and we was dicing it up, and that's why I say I'm with Logan when he said that. I'm a little disappointed because I saw drives where, like, with my own eyes, like at the game, like, bro, just stop them. We just stopped them. Not just stop them. We just stopped them, but we gave them life. So when you giving a team life like that with penalties, I'm sure that the first thing Dan Quinn going to say on Wednesday when they come in there to practice is like, fellas, you should be disgusted.
Yeah.
Because if this is the team that they say is supposed to be world beaters, well, then they need to be talking about
us, because we supposed to be
they supposed to have an L after us, bro. We gave them life. And you should be mad. You should be fired up. And then now we should practice accordingly. So that's why I say it's a big butt, because there was so much that they did well. There was so much that we didn't do right, but we still was right there and had a chance.
Yeah, and it's funny, like when the secondary is on it, I feel like they were pretty good. Like they're going to get their plays, right? Like the one we just talked about to Zay Flowers, that's going to happen. Yeah. The one to Isaiah Likely where we've got our third string linebacker covering him in man-man. Like that's a matchup that favors them, especially with how they're running the football. They're going to get theirs. I think the thing that I would just kind of just say, hey, if I'm Dan, like let's see, or Joe Wood Jr., they probably had 5 mental mistakes where 2 guys are running with the same guy.
Leaving
one
people
guy's
wide
in
open.
zone, everyone else is in man, didn't get the call. Guys, and so that's where I'd say to Tana's point, like it's the penalties, but it's also the unforced errors. Like so, think about it. If we get those cleaned up, there's probably 2 explosives that
don't happen.
They don't happen.
That one with the tight end by itself, I was like, who got
who? Andrews, Mark Andrews.
You can tell like they looked at each other. Like I watched on the All-22.
Anytime we look at each other,
like Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner are looking like they're looking at Quan like, where'd you go? And Percy Butler was like, that's not mine. And so obviously there's some I'm not saying who's at fault there. I don't know. But there's some consternation there. So to me, they're good. They played well. He's a Hall of Famer. But if we play our best football, the Commanders, we got a shot, man. And like Tana said, even if you just get the penalties cleaned up, you got a shot. But then you take those 5 plays defensively, and I don't know if Lamar's the performance looks quite as good.
And don't act like we didn't get blew out. So we're not talking.
We
got blew out. We lost by 7 points.
That's the other thing we're talking.
We missed a field goal. So
we could be feeling like the Cowboys right now. We could be feeling like them.
I ain't trying to get my name brought up in that.
I did a post game show, and I was like, we went toe to toe. Commanders went toe to toe with the Ravens, and it was a close game. But there's a couple things here and there. Or you could be Dallas.
We could be Dallas.
Just get your face punched in.
Just hand it to
like
you.
an old movie. Just someone
just at home. Take this. Take that. Take this. That's what Detroit did. Like when I seen Detroit do I think it was a pin pull and a pitch to Sewell to the tackle. They did a hook and lateral to a tackle. Way to give it to the Cowboys. Thank you, Detroit. Detroit hate the Cowboys as much as we do.
I was sitting there shaking my head like, what did Jerry Jones do
on his birthday
to get that kind of whooping on his B-Day?
That was on his birthday.
You ever been that bad at home on your B-Day? You got a whooping that bad?
Not that bad.
Lord,
luckily, my birthday ain't during the football season.
Dude, it's your mom's birthday, right? It's on the same day, right?
Him and my mom.
April 17, me and his mom, same birthday.
I just had a little bit of, what's up? Yeah. Memory there. But like they were throwing the ball late in the 4th quarter. Like they were going crazy.
Oh, they want to give it to him.
I feel like Dan Campbell was pissed about the game last year.
They was mad about what happened last year. And I'm sure all week long he was like, y'all remember? like, come on now. Because with football players, we don't need but one reason to really want to get at you.
I bet you he was just like, leave no doubt.
Like let's go down here and let's show them what really supposed to happen.
And like, I know we're not talking about this. We're talking about this game because it's funny.
We enjoyed it.
But I think they averaged 4 yards a carry or 4.5 yards a carry, which is a good number. With 0 explosive runs. That's like someone just basically taking a hammer to the defense and being like, "Oh, here's 4. Oh, you ready again? All
4 more.
Stand up. 4 more." And you're just like, "Oh my god."
David Montgomery. Montgomery comes down here. That's why they just paid him that money.
And I want to know who that fan is. I gave that insight to on that fantasy day that we was walking around the stadium. A fan was trying to pick a running back. I said, get David Montgomery.
David Montgomery.
That was a great pick.
Yeah, it was. Because he is a thumper.
He's a thumper. All right, so back to the Baltimore game. All right, yes, Derrick Henry got his. But Derrick Henry always gets his.
True.
Yes,
I told you
indeed.
he ran me over in my sleep last night.
Yeah.
I woke up sweating. Like, hey, listen to me. Some guys that I done played against in this league, defensive coordinators say, okay,
Yeah.
this guy's going to get his. We just can't let the others.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the key when you're playing against a guy like that.
Yeah.
Like an unstoppable force sometimes cannot be stopped.
You know, this is going to sound absolutely insane, Tana.
Yep.
They were averaging 6 yards a rush before this game.
Yeah.
You know how many yards?
It was down.
It was 4.5.
I'm pretty sure it was down.
4.5. So they did a good job
Tremendous job.
containing him.
for the and again, he's gonna
It
especially with that. Okay, this is the other thing. So in Tennessee, you could get him because the offensive line wasn't good.
And the quarterback wasn't mobile.
Yeah.
Here, the quarterback's good, the fullback's good, the O-line's coming together. They got a good blocking tight end. Like that team is built for him to be successful.
Yeah.
You got to kind of survive it.
For what they presented with the threat of Lamar and with how well he ran that offense, it should have been 180, 200 yards rushing.
Yeah.
But we did I can't say
A great job.
Okay job of containing them as long as we could.
Yeah.
And it just feel like to me, you know, as the game go on, man,
He wears on you.
You're a defensive guy. You know how tired you get, man, just hitting that doggone
Listen, I
that
seen
tire
him,
and
I
it's
seen him
still
toss
moving.
that sweep. First thing came to my mind, business decision. Listen, man, okay, man. Like I'm telling you, 250 pounds, a man like that.
Yeah.
Dude, and the
And they
crazy
played well,
thing
man.
is
they was chopping them.
the fullback is 300 pounds
Yeah.
and he's leading the way.
Yeah.
That's a physical down right there.
Like players,
I'm not surprised that our guys are feeling like they feeling
no,
right now.
players. Monday belongs to you. like, listen, that's what I really respect about this team. The Ravens feel them, and they felt the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for. Like Coach Gibbs, you tell us all the time. Let's make sure they leaving Band-Aids today.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know, I do the sideline stuff for the radio.
Yeah.
Like that was a doggone physical football game. Big
George
hits,
Foreman, Ali.
dudes like on the ground after plays. Like you've been on the ground. You're like, man, that doesn't feel very
Should
good.
I get up? Should I get up or lay down
Yeah.
for a little
And
while?
Should I go and kick this in? Or do y'all understand what's happening out here?
And so I do think that there's value in the physicality that they played with, and they're still gelling. They're still coming together as a group. There's still some mistakes that need to be cleaned up, but the mindset is something that you can win
And
with.
talking to the fans after the game, calling into the show, they said something that really stuck out to me. They said, we as the fan base, we left even though we lost. We were the happier fan base. They said the Raven fans were disappointed.
Really,
Yeah, because they feel like we almost beat them.
we did almost beat them.
Yeah, I've been saying so. The expectation levels were there.
Yeah, I think they wanted to embarrass us.
Yeah.
I think they felt like they had a more, I guess you can say, they had a better team than what we were saying that they were. And don't get me wrong, like I said before, that's a good team. But I still feel that they gave us their best shot, and we took it. We shocked them because we sat there and was like, "Oh, that's all you got? All right."
The battle of Old Bay and Munbo sauce. It got messy.
Old Bay. Love the references.
No, it's Old Bay. That's what they do. Old Bay.
Yes, we didn't have B-Rob, but every team in the NFL is negotiating injuries. And this is maybe the most interesting one of these to me.
Yeah.
I just feel like we needed him this week
I
because
ain't
it
gonna
was
lie.
physical on physical.
I woke up that morning and I saw that we didn't have him. I was like, oh. And as much as I wanted to sit there and say it pregame, I was just like, oh, yo, we still got guys. The next guy up.
Yeah.
And
But he the back we can't replace because we ain't got another
when
one
you
of
saw
him.
us, that's what, to me, I feel like that put our young QB and
At risk.
put him at risk in a little bit because now you don't have that run game that you can honestly lean on. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Eckler, Matt Nichols did their job for what they do well. But you need that
Presence.
that bell cow. You need that guy who that thumper that's gonna go in there and make his presence felt and known. And I think that he was definitely missed. He was truly missed.
And I kind of feel like Cliff, just the way he called the game
Was more finesse, wasn't it?
wasn't overly confident.
Yeah.
In it. And again, that happens sometimes. You've been a part of teams, Shannon, where the stud running back's out, or the guy you maybe not even a stud, just a guy you trust back there,
Yeah.
just to stay on schedule. And I just felt like he didn't call the game that way. And you'd have to ask him about it to see what he say. But
It took our physicality away.
and I don't know if it makes a huge difference because Baltimore's front played really well.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith did a great job.
Yeah.
And Jones, the defensive tackle, did a good
Damn
job.
14, man. I got tired of seeing him in the box. This
Kyle
causing
I
havoc.
told you Kyle Hamilton was going to be who they assigned to Jayden.
Yes, Jayden Daniels struggled in the first half. That's a question mark for me.
Did he really?
But that he's a gamer. I just thought he played well.
I thought he played against the circumstances.
Yeah.
I thought he played with what they give him. I thought he got a groove to say, all right, I need this first drive and this second drive to see how they trying to play me.
Yeah.
Hence, here I go to third drive, and now I'm finna unleash. So I thought it was a filling out era in the first quarter for him to fill out how they want to attack him. Then he got going.
I think he's been so sharp, man. Everybody's ceiling is high for him. You know what I mean? I mean, you expect him to be just that much better than everything that he faces. But I do believe that even a guy that's been on a road that he's been on has to be, has to allow things to digest. I think that first half, it was kind of a lot thrown at him. And he overcame it. He overcame it and found his spots where he can pick him. And it's just, to me, the accuracy alone. When he's passing that football, those receivers got to be in heaven, bro. He knows when to throw it back, shoulder, when to throw it to
that throw to Terry.
Them throws, bro.
Is it cornerback?
Because
it's indefensible.
You know what's going to happen eventually? And I know Rodgers have this with Adam. That's why I can't wait to see what he do in New York. But as a receiver, and you done been in this situation before. If I'm in the red zone and Fred playing me outside, we on the 15-yard line, I have a corner route, and I see him in and Fred stay outside. When I go to that corner, the quarterback should know I can't throw to the corner. I got to stop him. So I can stop and turn around. I automatically know that's what he's going to do because I have that
relationship.
With him. But when you get a quarterback that doesn't understand that, which I've had plenty of them throughout my 14 years, they're going to still throw it. No, don't get me wrong. It happens all the time. They will still throw the corner like, I can't beat them. So give me a chance at the ball. Let me stop. He's doing that already. He's stopping these guys with different routes. And I'm seeing it like he knows, okay, this guy inside, throwing it to the sideline, turn around. I'm doing it right now. So just to see a young guy, a rookie, throwing it on that level already, man, these guys have to be just chopping at the bits, just knowing that I'm going to beat my guy regardless because he's going to throw me open. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing from the guy. All that's being said, I think the first half, you saw so many situations where they had great coverage. They was tight. And one time I was like, damn, we're not getting open. But he was placing the ball so
right
perfectly, man. Those guys was just coming up with some great grabs.
Collins, baby, the chief.
This was the game where I thought he had some of his best throws by far.
That last throw to Terry, man, I'm telling you as a defensive back, we see those in our dreams, our nightmares, because there's nothing I can do. I can jam Terry, I can do what I can do, but if that ball leaves his hand before this dude even close to finishing his route, what chance do I got?
And then on that one, the fact that it's fourth down, it's this big moment. Terry, great job finishing the catch. He had a throw on a dig to Zach.
I remember early in that drive.
Which was
he knifed that thing
tremendous.
In there.
It was 3rd and 10. Zach's, it's like a double dig concept with a clear by number 2.
Got to score, Zach.
And he
got you on my fantasy, man.
Fantasy changes everything.
But the arm angle, right? Kind of that 3 o'clock arm angle around a defender, right past Roquan Smith. I mean, the anticipation, the vision, the arm angle was excellent. The out route to Terry, where he puts it only where Terry can get it. The one to Noah Brown, same thing. The way he stood in the pocket and completed that sail route to Zach, like he just did so much high level quarterback stuff. I mean, the only thing I'd say, even if I'm giving him like a little bit of a knock, would be like in the early part of the game, some of the RPOs on read stuff.
I want you to settle down.
Hand that thing off to Ertz. Not Ertz, but to Eckler that one time. And I mean, but don't get me wrong. Even the best of them have those kind of miscues.
Everybody makes mistakes.
I don't even look at it as miscues. He just read wrong.
I just look at it as a youngster figuring his way out. Like, I think because he's been so perfect, like, he has to come back down to regular great stats. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying it's not even about the stats.
It was still phenomenal.
Just the stuff he did was better. Like the throws were better. Like the first touchdown to Terry where he anticipates the second window was awesome. Like the touch he puts on that.
A dot. That's what you call a dot.
And again, the way that they were bringing pressure, the way that he navigated the pocket, the way he won from the pocket. So to me, it's like, did he play okay in the first half? Yeah, whatever. I don't care. It was more, to me, it was more of a game flow thing. They went 3 and out twice.
I've been saying.
Then they had that second drive in the first drive of the second quarter where they drive down and score a touchdown. They were basically in their hurry up 2-minute mode. Well, he looked awesome. He did a great job. And so when he had his opportunities, it was great. I think they did miss B-Rob a little bit in terms of maintaining positive down and distance. I think they found themselves in more 3rd and longs, which affected him and made it harder. It makes it harder for everybody. But I think the stuff you saw in this game, it's just every week it just seems to build and he seems to get more confident. And that's pretty cool. Right.
The legend grows. I mean, I think the guy's I mean, he's been doing a phenomenal job. I think just conducting the offense, by itself as a whole. But what I'm impressed with him the most is just knowing when to check, reading the things, reading the defense, is just knowing how to get, especially in hurry up. Like these guys making these checks sometime and they ain't even coming out of the huddle. So you got to do this on the fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seeing things, bringing guys in motion. I saw one time he come, hey, Zach, get on this side. Get on, you know what I mean? Get this guy.
He understands.
He had, and that's what we talk about when we saying having the answers to the test.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing you gonna throw at him that he's not ready for, because the man study well. And you can talk about somebody coming in early, leaving late, but that ain't always the case. I knew a lot of guys that came in early and left late, and they still ain't had the answers. He just has a high football IQ, and it shows each and every Sunday, man. Every time he step on that field, you can see it at display.
Good feel. And so we're really excited for his continued growth and development. And this one is interesting. Yes, there are no moral victories.
None.
But, and I don't even go any farther, because I don't think there should be any moral victory. Like, this was a good performance, but I think if I'm trying to put myself in the position of the players, I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
I'd be pissed about this game.
Because we left opportunity out there. All right, we didn't set out to come in second.
Yeah, they believe they could win that game.
They truly believed it. I truly believe it. So it hurt. So no more victories. And we don't care about you thinking we can play with the big boys. We already felt that before the game started. Yeah. We ain't set out here to prove to you we can play with the big boys. We set out to say we can beat them.
Now, I'll say this, and I love the fact that we brought this up, because if you heard leading to the week, every sports radio conversation was talking about how much they felt that the Ravens, they was going to beat us. They was better than us. And after that game, now you hear them, they felt the way we talking now.
Yeah.
They had, I felt good. I'm not even mad that it happened that way, because now they feel like we are contenders. Now they feel like we can play with anybody. But it's crazy how people jump on and off the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you didn't believe going into the game, but now you feel proud about what you saw from the team. No. That's not how this thing works. But I do believe, like, since we're talking about more victories, it's okay for us to feel the way we feel. We still want to win.
Yeah.
But we are impressed with some of the things we saw. But we still want to win. They don't care nothing about what we feel or what's going on. They want to win. That's the only objective every time you step on that field. And so I do believe there's going to be a lot of people sitting out here knowing that they left one out there. And the practice level should be amped, should be very amped, knowing that, hey, we got Carolina coming in. This is an easy time for us to think that it's going to be easy. This is the toughest game of the year right now. Having a team that's coming in, that's knowing that you can beat them, but knowing what's riding because of you having taken that L last week.
Yeah, let's double click on that real quick, because I think Carolina is really interesting, because there's not a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
Schematically, they're okay. Offensively, defensively, they're fine.
Yeah.
But they don't really have a lot of horses. They got Andy Dalton at quarterback. There's not a lot of juice there. And so I think Tana brought up, to me, the most interesting part of this game is, are you mature enough as a team? Everyone can get up for Baltimore.
Yeah.
I was excited for the Baltimore game.
Yeah.
This is the one where you got to come out and put up 50 and leave, we're not playing in the fourth quarter. Like, because this is what you should do versus this team.
Yeah.
Or is there going to be an emotional hangover?
I don't think so. This is not a sugar high team. They don't spike. They don't go through highs and lows. I think Coach Quinn does a good job of letting them know every game count. All right, we ain't getting up for nobody. We already up. We don't go through these things where we think we better than people. So that's what I do love. This team is so young that they don't think it's better than nobody. Yeah. They just know this week we got Carolina, next week we're gonna have another team like Carolina, and the next week gonna be the same thing. Yeah. I think they are processing this thing the right way, and they understand if you line up across from us and you got a different color helmet, we're gonna inflict pain. We don't care about who you are and what your record is.
And just know Carolina's going to get up for them. Carolina's going to come out here with, they're going to throw everything they got, and a couple of the players' moms and dads out there. I mean, they're going to use what they have at full. It's going to be on display, because they understand that, hey, you know what? They done signed us up to play on their alumni weekend. Oh, and
homecoming.
And Gary Darryl Green is getting his jersey retired. Oh, yeah, we got something for this. So I'm just basically, I'm not saying that it's going to be a letdown for, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that just understand what other teams do when these type of things going on, when they facing the team. They use everything they can use
got two players
as
on this
bulletin
team
board material.
That's emotionally attached to this game. Frankie Louvu.
Oh,
Chin.
yeah.
All right, they are going to be like, yeah, I want this one.
Yeah.
All right, and the players feed off of that. I told you we don't need but one reason to have to play that week.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think, especially with him being the emotional leader and the run guy, like,
Maybe.
When he come out this week, he want to leave with his helmet full of just gray and silver stripes because he want to show them, you let me go, you didn't believe in me, I'm here to show you.
I say one thing too, man. We've been giving a lot of praise to Louisville, rightfully so. But man, that chin, man, he's been been flying around.
He plays some good football, man.
Yes,
yeah, but I think both those guys have a reason to an opportunity to do some big things in this game. And like you said, that maybe that's enough of a reason to get emotionally up. But I think this is the thing that's tough about the NFL. It's every week. Every week, someone's coming for your head. I don't care what that team looks like. I've lost to teams who should have won.
Man, that record go out the door. That record go out the door. We played Detroit. They had one game in 2 years.
And they beat us.
And beat us. So that record goes out the door, bro. You got to come out here and play.
That's the thing that's different than college. College, high school, any other level of
you can call those games. You can say who's going to win
because this is like these guys are professionals. They get paid money to come out here and get this done. And when you watch Carolina, they're playing hard, man.
No, they play hard. And they believe in Andy Dalton. Yeah. Like, Andy Dalton has came in, and I hate to say it, kind of reshaped that offense. Yeah. Made them into some zeros to a couple of heroes because Lazare Leggett is a legit wide receiver. Yeah. Adam Thielen can play the game of football. Yeah. Andy Dalton can throw that ball. Chuba Hubbard can run that ball. Yeah, the cupboard's not bare in Carolina.
Yeah, and so let's talk about the quarterback real quick. Obviously, they kind of, I don't know if it's a miss yet. I don't know if the jury's out, but Bryce Young watched the first couple games of this year for Carolina. Well, it was almost impossible to watch. It just was like a non-tenable offense with him there.
Yeah.
And just they've screwed up at the quarterback spot. And to me, what's the price of missing on that? Because it's stunted the growth of your entire roster. Yeah. So, Jason, here, Channing, you talk for a second. I got a stat for you here once you get going there.
No, what I was saying was it's just I don't even feel like it's a miss. I feel like it's just they missed as an organization just putting that guy in that situation.
Yeah,
I think he came into a lose situation, a lose-lose situation. There was no win in it. I mean, you kind of basically got rid of all your talent. And then you bring a number one overall pick who's not a mobile quarterback, and he's small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And try to say, okay, run this offense. Oh, well, better yet, we're going to fire that staff and bring another staff in. Now run this offense. Yeah. He don't have nothing. He don't have no substance.
No baseline.
He don't have nothing. He can say, well, at least I learned enough last year that I can still kind of progressively get better off of this. No, I got to start all over. And then I don't play him in the preseason. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what I mean? You have to play the game to know, in order to know how to, to win in these situations. So I just think his situation is one of them situations I would love to see him with another opportunity elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm just put it
with
out there
a real
right
team.
now. I want to see him with the Dolphins.
No
I want to see
tight
them at
end,
least break him
no
over
offensive
there.
line. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What kind of quarterback support is that?
And you talk about price. So the Bears got for Bryce Young. So they got the Carolina Panthers got the first overall pick.
Yeah.
They gave the Bears the 9th overall pick, which is Darnell Wright. He's their starting right tackle.
Yep.
Tyreek Stevenson is their starting corner. Right? They got Caleb Williams in this year's draft. They have a second-round pick in 2025 from Carolina.
Lord,
and they traded them DJ Moore. That is the cost of doing business. And people say the roster's really bad. Like, you look at the roster, they're struggle busting right now.
Yeah.
Brown, their defensive tackle's hurt. Thompson, their their will linebackers, he's out with an Achilles. They are banged up on the defense side of the ball. They have they're really lacking in talent.
Rob the bank without a mask. Put the money in the bag. That's what the Chicago Bears did to Carolina right there. So they done dug themselves a hole that it's gonna take years to dig out of.
If it doesn't hit, and like we said, there's some developmental stuff that could happen with Bryce Young. It doesn't look good right now, but that leads us to the guy that's playing the game this weekend, and that's Andy Dalton.
Redhead sniper.
The red water pistol.
And I think he does some good stuff.
No, he's a veteran.
He's made the offense work.
Yeah.
He's Flacco all over again, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Flacco's on a different level. But
did you say Flacco?
I thought you said Flacco for a second.
Yeah, I've been saying, I thought Flacco.
No, Flacco. I think he has that kind of talent. Like he can will those guys into some wins this year.
Oh, he can play football.
Because he can just flat out throw the football, and I don't think it's funny how guys like him are in the situation you're in now because of the way the whole dynamics of the quarterback position has changed. You know, as far as they looking for the more dual threat guy that can be a guy that can, do it from the pocket and outside. But he's always been a guy that can throw the football.
Heady.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been a heady guy.
That's why I think, too, you coming into this game, at least we're not having to worry defensively about a guy who can escape the pocket or worrying about him to be a threat as a runner. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure they'll say, hey, we're going to throw some of these in there just to keep them honest. But at the same time, I think we can flat out really go out there and pin our ears back and get after the quarterback a little differently than we did last week.
Yeah, he's been able to run the offense a little bit. But I will say, you kind of alluded to this already, Fred. So they're starting 3 rookies on the offense. So Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, who's from Holy Cross, and then Jatavion Sanders, the tight end from Texas.
Yeah.
And so when you watch them, like obviously all 3 of those guys are pretty good athletes, and they're pretty good football players. But they're still young in learning football. So there was a play where it's 0 man, right? And Legette's running a crosser.
Yeah.
But he thinks it's zone because he doesn't feel the man player.
Yeah.
So he sits in the zone that he thinks. And so, Dalton throws him the football. It's tackled. It's 3rd and 2, or the 4th and 2, they got a punt. But you get a veteran in there, a guy that's done that before.
He's going to keep running.
And he's going to score an 80-yard touchdown.
I see green grass, baby, I'm running.
And so I think like the offense is a little bit inexperienced from that standpoint. The guys can make plays. Xavier Legette scored a touchdown, an explosive play last week as well. Coker works the seam really well. Thielen is out right now, so their kind of main target is Deontay Johnson, the guy that was in Pittsburgh.
And Deontay is looking like a different receiver from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's been a little bit more functional.
He's number 1 right now. He's the number 1 guy.
And so they do have playmakers. You mentioned Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders as the backup running back. They've got some pieces, but it just is it's not super
jailed.
Yes.
And they have no identity.
Yeah.
From what I've watched with them, it's like the head coach is just calling plays. Like they're not always attached.
It ain't nothing for fluid.
The thing that I feel it's an offense that's aware that they're not good. So you're going to get a first down run. You're going to get a second down play pass. You're going to get a 3rd and 5, and they're going to hit some type of empty or spread out. And it's so formulaic because I think they're trying to mitigate risk a little bit. They're trying to say, hey, we know we're not super talented.
So we don't want to kill ourselves.
Yes, correct. So can we be consistent? But they do kill themselves because they do have mental mistakes. They have misalignments. They have pre-snap penalties, all those types of things because it's a young offense.
Yeah.
I will say their offensive line is very good in pass protection specifically.
They spent a lot of money this offseason on that offensive line.
Yeah.
Ike Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, Braden Christensen, Robert Hunt, and their starter, Taylor Mouton, is hurt at the moment, but the backup's doing a good job. Nigman is his last name.
What'd you say?
Nigman.
All right, Nickman. All right,
is that how you say it? Nijman. Is that how you say that?
No, I guess so.
Boy, damn fool, man. This dude,
I was a little nervous for a second.
Yeah, you know him. But, he was trying to get you to say something stupid.
But that group's playing well. So,
oh, my God.
It's disconjointed is the best word for it.
Yeah.
It's just not very clean.
All over the place.
Yes.
When I see them, I wish I was a cornerback still because I could steal some in this game.
And it's a well-designed offense.
Yeah.
It's just the execution's just
not there.
It's the first, like Tanner said, first year of the offense. A lot of stuff going on there.
And then you don't have a staple that you can say, I'm really running this offense through this person.
Correct.
Or this particular, I guess you can say
play call,
or just, one of the things about it when I was watching film earlier on them, so who's the guys? And then when I saw the receiver from Pittsburgh, I'm like, okay,
Johnson,
he's the one that stood out over everybody. And Legette he's phenomenal when he get going.
He's just a horse.
He's
just a big athlete.
He's
a big old dude.
But he's a guy that you can tell that they just waiting to come, turn that corner. You know what I'm saying?
Around,
They ready for him to come around and say, we gonna hand these keys to you, but we need you to get there. Yeah. And that's the prime example about how we look at this game now today, because you see so many first year guys, so many rookies that are just like, hey, I ain't a rookie. I've been doing this for a long time. But then you get certain guys that, even though they show flashes, they just haven't quite
put it all together.
The game is still fast for them right
That's
now.
a great
It
way
hasn't
to put
slowed down yet, And
so that's their offense. So I think they are kind of dangerous. They can put up some points, especially with Amendola, but it's not great.
Yeah.
The defense is kind of a mess. All their defensive linemen are hurt.
Yep.
It's a bunch of backup guys. They are playing hard, but you watch that Atlanta game, and there are times where the 3 technique is 6 yards deep.
Yeah.
Like in the defense.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, why can't we tackle the running back? It's because the 3 technique's blocking the linebacker.
Yeah.
I think their linebackers are actually pretty good. They run around, got some speed. Their secondary, Fred, pretty good.
No, I
pretty
can
talented
say,
guys.
you got Horn, you got a couple of guys out there. They do a good
Mike
job.
Jackson, Xavier Woods.
And
They
Mike
do a
Jackson,
good
the
job
young
of
guy.
talking. They do a good job of communicating. That's what I did see because I watched the Atlanta Falcons just really running the ball down their throat.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, Atlanta is a passing team.
I was about to tell you that too. I was like, if we can get back to what we do with that balanced attack, it'll be a long day. You know what I mean? Because we can actually run the football. And I saw the different. I mean, you just talk about a 3 technique being down the field. That guy was he was having Chick-fil-A up in the stand somewhere. He was.
They got punished by
They moved him around,
Yeah.
you know, at will. So that's what you know, when you look at stuff like that, man, don't get me wrong. You can't take nobody lightly, but we have players, we have a thing going right now, dog. We just handle our job, man. Do what we've been doing. Man, things should be in the up for us.
And you got to do what you got to do. But like Javen Clowney's hurt, Brown's hurt, Shaq Thompson's hurt. They're banged up.
Yeah.
And we got to take advantage of a banged up defense. Because I think, again, like the offense, I think they're well schemed. Got some young kind of new pieces, and they're struggling a little bit. All right, let's get to the fan favorite. Hell yeah.
And hell no.
Hell no. All right, here we go. First one.
Yep.
Hell yeah, hell no. The secondary gets 2+ interceptions.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Finally,
hell yeah,
secondary stand up.
This
is the game that you say, you know what? We tired of being the butt of your jokes. We tired of not communicating. All right? We're going to take Andy Dalton, and we're going to try to get us to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to take Andy Dalton, and we're going to exercise defensive line, keep his jersey dirty.
Yeah.
And I will get you the ball in return.
They say when it rains, it pours. And I can honestly see Joe Witt scheming up some things to show that sniper, the redhead sniper, some looks that he going to think that is favoring him. And then before you know it, boop.
Yep, right there.
Thank you.
2.
Thank you. I have that.
Hell
so
yes.
I can definitely see us getting at least 2 of them because I feel like this is one of those games where he's going to have to throw the ball around the field for them to have a chance.
And if they start trailing anytime, you're going to really have to throw that ball.
So I know this number is a little skewed because Bryce Young was starting for a while.
Yeah.
They're the 30th ranked team in turnovers. So the second worst team in turnovers, or third worst team in turnovers. They've thrown the most interceptions by team, right? They also fumble the ball quite a bit. They lose the fumbles quite a bit. So there is an opportunity here.
Yeah.
You know, Dan's always talking about like the ball is life.
Yeah, the ball is life.
Is live this game. And I would say,
It is
hell
our
yeah,
air.
2 turnovers
It
is
is our
definitely
air.
on the thing.
Yeah.
All right.
How I breathe.
Frankie Louvu gets a sack.
I'm going to say Frankie Louvu get 2 because you fired me.
3.
All right, the Carolina Panthers. All right, y'all looked me in the face as Frankie Louvu and said, guess what? We don't want to pay you. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay you back. And that's what players do. You know that's what we do. So I'm going to say 2.5 sacks for Frankie Louvu.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Newsflash, we had him here on the Players Club, and he say, I circled that game.
Oh, yeah, I bet he did.
That's all I have to say. He circled that game.
Revenge is a
and he got
dish
what? Mom and
served
dad
cold.
coming from across the waters to see this one. So they going to be in the stands.
Yes, sir.
You already know what type of
And
game
when our
it's
mom
gonna
and
be.
dad come to a game, we pull out our Sunday's bus.
You already know what type of game it's going to be.
So,
Hell yeah.
so again, the one good thing about Carolina is their offensive line's playing really well.
Yeah.
They've given up the 6th fewest sacks in the NFL. So they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Although
With 2 immobile quarterbacks, so you got to say that too.
Yeah, and so they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
But I think our guy's just got to be juiced, man.
No.
I think he's going to be juiced.
You don't think Joe Witt in the dirt right now writing up some plays for him? I'm going to have you come
Joe
in right
Witt doing
here.
this to him, writing him a letter saying, you know they ain't like it, right? Certain things
He's
like
just
that.
sending them like hate mail. Like,
Hey.
oh, I got this from Carolina. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like this week.
Yeah, they say you shouldn't be playing
He
right.
finna play like his hair on fire for real. You hear me?
You got to love it.
Yeah,
Hey, I can't
absolutely.
wait.
Hell yes.
Hell to the yeah.
Yeah, hell yes. Okay. Terry continues his touchdown streak.
Hell yes. And he beats my
Hell
boy
yeah.
Jay Home,
Hell
who
yeah.
I kind
Hell
of
yeah.
helped train a
Hell
little
yeah.
bit while I was
Dude,
in Atlanta.
he's pretty good.
No, he real good. His daddy hit me up when he was young and asked me could I work him out. I did work him out. And when
That's
I
Joe
finished with
Horn's
that,
son?
that's Joe
Yeah.
Horn's son.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was like, man, his feet.
He's
Yeah.
good. And he's
His-
big.
Like you would think he a breakdancer. His feet are great.
and he seemed like he had an attitude like D.
Oh,
Hall.
he's a hellion.
I saw him playing the coverage like D, and I'm like, oh, D. Hall is damn
D. Hall
coach.
there, he played just like D. Hall.
I saw him playing the coverage and watching film like. That looked familiar. And when he broke the pass up, because he dropped the pick, and I see D. Hall come on the side, I say, oh, that damn D. Hall done told him what to do.
Taught him his ways.
He baited him. You know, D. Hall was a
great
number one baiter. But J.C. Horn that's gonna be the matchup. But I think Terry's gonna be Terry.
What is you laughing at? What are you laughing at, James?
His face was funny right
Terry's
there.
gonna be Terry, man. Terry is now finally starting to reap what he deserves, man, from from having to struggle so long with the quarterbacks. He's getting his due just. Or what you say, just due?
Just due.
Just due. I mean, Jayden is finding them. Jayden's realized they're starting to build that chemistry, man. I just think it's hard for him not to be a vital impact in every game we got going forward when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I'm going to say hell yeah. Just because I think also, and we're going to talk about this on the Command Center show on YouTube on Thursday, make sure you check it out, is I think he's got a really good relationship with Jayden Daniels.
Yeah.
And Tana can speak to this probably better than anybody. When you have a good relationship with the quarterback, touchdowns find you.
Yeah.
All you got to do is catch the ball, and you're going to have the best relationship with him. So
he's shown that. Your job.
He's shown he catching it. Every time he throws, he's shown he bringing it in. So
hey, listen,
I see a touchdown in the future.
One of my favorites.
Hold on.
He's a great guy.
Call me now. I see a touchdown in Terry's future.
What's that, Madam Cleo?
No.
What the name is from Miami?
Yeah, I know exactly. To Madam Cleo.
I just said you were like, no,
Madam Cleo.
Hey, Cleo say, call me now.
Listen, that's why I love to see Terry smile. Cause listen, it's a rainbow, just like his line. It's just circle. I love it.
Oh my God.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Last one. Oh, yeah, I think we're all on hell yeah right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Last one. Commanders get 400 plus total offensive yards.
Hey, can we just make this thing a clean I'm talking about
clean sweep?
Just
let's sweep this thing.
To the W.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm with it.
Hell yeah.
400, because that mean, let's just say we get 160, 70 rushing. That mean, you don't need but like 200.
This might be that game that Jayden get his first 300. Well, has he had 300?
No,
this is first 300.
260, sorry.
First 300. Yeah, last week was his most, 269.
Yeah.
First game he goes
so
for 300.
So if you get 300, excluding Terry, who is that golden goose who gets the second most yards?
That's interesting. I think now you have to say he probably used a package of guys because you can, man, Austin Eckler just find his way to wiggle out the backfield and get 30, 40, 50 yards every time he put the ball in his hands. But I would say Ertz is a vital target for him, man. Like he's just finding his way to get open. He hasn't been the guy that, from the past breaking tackles, but we don't need him to do that. And then you got to talk about the guy Brown. Noah has been phenomenal. I mean,
I said one of the Brown brothers. Yeah, downtown Brown brothers. Noah.
Yeah. But I just don't see a game without Terry being an impact. So. Yeah, he's going to be involved.
Yeah, he's going to be involved big time. That's a good question because they do have a pretty solid secondary. I'm going to go Zach. I think because he'll win those matchups with those linebackers. Those guys are really fast, but I don't think they're going to
go Diami.
I say Zach going to get a lot of opportunities this week. And don't be surprised, Luke McCaffrey.
Ooh.
Luke getting that thing, and he just play with a motor, man. And you got to pay a guy back. You got to give him what he deserves and get him some targets because he's out there blocking.
He got a little Pierre Garçon in him.
Yeah, he's out there blocking. He's out there he just throwing his body around.
No, that's what he reminds me of. Like if I would play against Luke, I would prepare like I'm playing against Pierre.
Yeah. He's scrappy. He's definitely scrappy. Tough. He might not get up talking that smoke like Pierre because Pierre want to all smoke.
Bite you on the leg, chew your neck off.
That was the crazy.
That Haitian don't play. Yeah, I play with him.
No, I'm saying like I'm just remembering. Like how absolutely unhinged he would sound. Like, hey man, like chill out. Yeah. Like I'm good, and just walk back. Like he was always in control.
Yeah. Pierre was like a dude that was bipolar. He can talk so articulate, and then he goes telling you about your mama and your daddy the next play.
No, he blank out. He passed out like Will Ferrell.
Did he lose his mind?
And he had that fang
He
mouthpiece.
wanted blood. Yeah. Pierre want blood. You hear me? So
he was a good teammate, man.
Yeah, I love Pierre.
I love Pierre. He's a great person.
Anything else on Carolina?
Oh, man, listen, get back on the schneid. Like, it's all about getting the win. I don't care if it's by 1 point. I keep hearing everybody saying we should blow them out. I don't look at pro teams that way. At the end of the day, we are the better team. We are at home. Can you do what you're supposed to do? Yeah. That's going to always be the question with us. That's the only way we gain respect. You don't gain respect from losing to the Baltimore Ravens by 7. You gain respect for beating the teams you should beat.
You know, we talk about this thing. Like I said this on the post-game show. You know, we got knocked down. Now it's time to see how the bounce back feel. You know what I mean? I think the way you do that is by having a great week of practice. And I think I'm loving just having this staff in here alone, you know, the coaching staff, because I truly believe they understand what it takes to be a championship contender. Yeah. And it's by handling business like you didn't have that L last week. I'm pretty sure they're going to get right back to business, go out there and play the game that we're looking forward to these guys playing come Sunday.
Yeah, man, can't wait. Becoming a big fan of this team. Obviously, really excited to see what they do each and every week. Make sure you check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to see us talking in person, you can check us out on YouTube and check out all the rest of the Commanders content. But in the meantime, can't wait for this game. But for today,
hey, first of all, get your tickets. Put Fred in there.
That's
F-R-E-D.
That's it.
Just tell Fred is already
gosh,
over, man.
You just ruined my
F-R-E-D.
perfect intro.
Second place.
Later.
Yeah. Peace.